Long, long ago, in the pre-lapsarian era of 2018, our bold heroes, the members of the Procrastinators podcast, gathered together in the wild western wasteland of Massachusetts. Ben Saint and his young ward Munchy proposed a contest of skill to test who was quickest on the draw. For it was a pun, you see. Though they were sleep-deprived, over-budget, and lacking any art supplies but printer paper and cheap ballpoint pens, nevertheless it was declared that an art challenge would be held. And so was born 10 Paces and Draw!
I'm supposed to be working right now. I'm supposed to be working right now. But I'm not working, I'm doing nothing. My dick I'm jerking, myself I'm sucking. I am an asshole, I am a stupid. I've got a deadline, don't wanna do
Hi, I'm Ben Saint. I draw a bunch of shit. I draw faster and better than anyone in the entire world, and I'm going to kill all my friends and defeat them in this game of chance and skill. And I made it. Me and Munchy made this show, and that's why I'm gonna win, because I'm gonna cheat. Good luck, faggots. I am the best. Okay, I'm done.
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I review it so you don't have to. Today on this episode of the Nostalgia Critic, we're reviewing the Procrastinators podcast. The Procrastinators podcast was started by this gay you may know as the AVGN, otherwise known as the Hippo Crit. The Hippo Crit got his roots back on the early video games forums of Fur Affinity, and so he created this furry podcast with his friends in order to fully spread the word of YIF. YIF, as you may not know, is actually an acronym. It stands for Murder Under the Moonlight. This is where he and his friends gather up and kill animals for sport so they can become more in tune with their natural predator inside. It's pretty fucked up, if you ask me. I don't like this show. The pacing is bad, and there's just not a... The pacing is just really bad, and I don't like it.
Talk about the show, Munchy!
10 Paces If You Draw is a show that me and Ben made. It's a show that's like Iron Chef, and I created it, and then Ben was the person who made it real. And thank you, Ben. Die.
Who's my biggest competition for this? Probably Ben Saint. Ben Saint's he's got a lot of comics under his belt.
Yeah!
He's also an obnoxious jackass, so, you know, the judges will respond well to that, being obnoxious jackasses themselves. So I think it's a little bit of an inherent, yeah, you see what I'm talking about? Munchy's already, he's a small boy, so everyone's gonna take pity on him for being 10 years our junior. But Hippo also has a good sense of humor. So everybody's really coming for me guns blazing. And I don't even draw anymore. So what am I doing here? I'm not sure. So we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out as I desperately attempt to realize what a pencil is again, because I don't remember anymore. Victor, you're looking at me weird.
Hello, I'm Give and Take. You know, drawing is much like making love to a beautiful cat. You don't want to do it, and here I am today to do it. So. There's no one there. I like to put pens to paper, and sometimes things come out of it, and that's what I'm here to do today. I don't know anyone who can do it as good as me, and I'm not shit, and I don't suck dick, and I'm not bad, I'm not gay. I'm not gay. Oh, jeez. I'm gonna win.
We're the judges of this here show, and we're gonna be real fucking hard on these guys. We're gonna pick them up, put them down, jostle them a little, give them a little pat on the back, pat on the head, Tell them to go fuck themselves a couple times, you know what I'm saying?
The contestants bring a lot to the table. We have the heavy duty of discerning the wheat from the chaff, deciding who to eliminate round by round. We take this responsibility seriously, and we will not be subject to corruption or bribery or anything of the sort unless it is in a monetary form that is acceptable in the United States.
Not likely when we're working with artists.
Good luck to all the contestants. Godspeed.
Gentlemen, you have entered the 10 paces and draw competition. Each of you will be given a theme at the start of each round. You will draw that theme to the best of your ability. Interpret it however you like. We will judge who has done the best work.
You will have 10 minutes to complete this. We will be circling, we will be analyzing you, and we will evaluate your final product to determine who is the most 10 paces and draw.
Line up, take 10 paces, and when we say go,
go! Your first theme is Behold!
gentlemen, take your marks. Ten paces.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Draw!
A lot of pens have already hit the paper down here.
A lot of dicks have never hit a vagina looking over here. If you know what I'm saying, my friends.
So we've got Gibbon seems to have interpreted this as a pun.
Understandably so. Boy, it would sure be embarrassing to not be able to think of what to draw right now. That would just be the worst. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It would just be terrible if I interrupted your thought process and then you weren't able to think of what you wanted to draw. Let's make sure that doesn't happen. Excellent. Excellent. Keep at it.
This guy's already on his second sketch layer over here.
Impressive. If only they were good, either of those layers.
Munchy is probably the closest to what I initially envisioned. I think he's got a guy like opening his shirt,
yes.
holding some sort of treasure with it.
What that might be, we can only imagine.
They don't have to be silent, right? They're allowed to speak.
No, but they're concentrating.
Can speak.
It's understandable.
Sorry to ghost you.
I know how these fucking introverted nerds are.
No. This is deep.
Ben seems to be drawing an exceptionally incredible hole punch.
I couldn't tell exactly where he's going with that. I'm looking forward to seeing what that turns out to be.
I really like the sense of motion I'm seeing in his hole punch cards. But I don't
Paper's really
entirely know
nice.
what the fuck he's actually interpreting. What the
We'll see where that goes.
Yeah. You like what you're seeing? Yeah, you don't front.
Ooh.
Don't front.
Ooh.
Don't front.
Ooh.
It's not a good look front.
Ooh.
6.5 minutes.
I've got the killer instinct. And this is the time to kill.
Really? That? Of all things, that? Oh no. Oh no. Anything but that.
And Tom, I couldn't really tell where he was going yet.
I think what's going on with Tom is someone reacting to hearing the sentence behind.
I got the big eyes
So his
holding
is like
something.
like the word behold would be the speech bubble on the page, but it would be the person reacting to that, and it seems to be a negative reaction. It
seems that way.
Behold my giant weapon. That's just how I interpret the preliminary sketches that we've seen so far.
Let's see how it goes. 1 minute remains. Boy, I sure hope they finish in time. Haha, haha. How amusing. 30 seconds remain. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Put your fucking pens down!
Pens down, everyone. Well done. Turn in your final pieces, please.
Ooh, boys, I'd say I'm sorry, but I've got a history test tomorrow, and I gotta leave right now. I gotta go. I gotta study. I'm sorry. But don't worry, I've already won the competition, so you don't have to continue without me. Are you taking this?
All right.
We will now confer to assess your work, because we're very qualified to do so.
You're a fucking joke.
I think that I lost, not because my art was bad, but because the judges are fucking hacks and they are obviously colluding and cheating.
Yeah.
There's obviously collusion at play.
Yeah, because I told them to.
So I think that I have lost, but of no fault of my own. And if I am voted off the show, that's fine. Just know that this was all rigged from the very beginning. That there's no point in embarrassing me.
Tom? I just went for something simplistic. I tried to zero in on like one emotional response. That was my tactic because I have no innate talent, so I can make up for it in clever smoke and mirrors. Sure. So that's my thing, and if I lose, these people who can't tell what real art is, and fuck them. But I guess I already knew that because that's what happens.
Because when you do nothing but make videos all day, it's clear you have no real abilities.
Yeah. I mean, frankly, getting cut is pretty much the most complimentary thing that could happen.
Where did you get these guys? Did you order them?
I didn't want them. They're just what we were stuck with. I'm really disappointed in them.
No, the judges.
Oh,
We're all on the same team.
If nothing else, we're judging there.
Well, I mean, I didn't want to say it to your face. That's for when we can go to the judges. We're like, where
that
did
was
we
like
get
me
those
and
guys?
Munchy's like secret little nickname for you two guys, the judges.
Ben Saint, justify this image.
Alright. Well, it's a great pun. The Lord hath decreed that all paper shall be hold, and has divinely, generated these hole punchers to do so. I am extremely proud of myself.
Hypocrite, please tell us about this image.
Well, it's also a pun, but it is a different pun. It is holding bees. It is a bee hold, but you can also see there's two types of bees as well. There's the letter B, capital, majuscule, and minuscule, and two bees, and that's being hold. But also, it is being projected on a screen as a Samsung ad, and it's like the guy on the podium is going like, "Behold our new ad for Samsung something something."
Okay, this won't affect the judging at all, but is that Casey Neistat?
Yeah.
What?
Well, I mean, no, but you said it. That's what I was thinking of when I said Samsung. So I was like, what events happen where somebody says "Behold" and it's like Samsung? That's the only one I know.
Yeah. Munchy, justify this image.
I don't got no puns, I don't got no tricks up my sleeve, I'm no musician, I'm just a hard-working father. I'm a father of 3, and you shall accept my plea. This is a homeless man learning about the Christ consciousness in his body. He is a disheveled, disgusting, awful man, and he's learning about the Christ of God. He's becoming enlightened. That's the title. It wasn't just like all of a sudden. It is the title. My piece is enlightenment, and this homeless, disgusting, disheveled man is learning about Christ consciousness and he's beholding the glory of God, Mother Nature, and all of its creations. He is beholding life itself and how beautiful consciousness is.
Tom, tell us about yours.
Sure. So the idea of this was to keep it really simple and kind of focus on not so much as the object of the awe, but kind of the reaction to it. So this is like someone very featureless. So it's like you're stripped naked of like sensation, and you're just overcome with this singular emotion. And the fact that it's just focusing solely on the face was like, I wanted to really focus on that like visceral gut reaction when you're presented with something that just totally transforms your thought process and your being. And because it's off screen, it could be anything. Like this person could be looking into the face of God, or it could be like a bitch on their knees seeing the biggest dick in the world. It could be anything you really want. So it's really up to your interpretation in that.
I choose the latter myself.
Well, Ben Saint, you're safe.
Woo! Woo!
Probably should have had the camera on him when he reacted.
Woo! Yeah, I'll do it again for you.
This took a while to understand, but it appears to be a bunch of hole punchers going apeshit, with God controlling them. And it says, "And the Lord saith, all shalt behold my glory."
Leviticus 4:20.
Is that
So we've got a few things going on here.
we enjoyed this pun a lot. Neither of us had even thought of it. I really appreciate that it's Leviticus 4:20.
Yeah, I knew you would.
Is there actually a line where he says, "All shalt behold by my glory"?
I do not know. I am not an expert here.
Okay.
It is not Leviticus 4:20. I am pretty confident about that. I would be very surprised if there was a connection there.
And that I couldn't tell if this was a real Bible quote or not. Like, I assume it's not, but I believed it.
I don't know either.
Maybe it is, maybe
Why?
it isn't. We just don't know.
We live in a world of possibilities.
Most of all, it was just the action on all the papers that really impressed me. I like the way that these ones are all flittering out. I love the action. Like, the way that the papers look coming out of it looks fucking incredible.
Now, to be fair, some of these down here look a little more slapped together.
Yeah.
These are where the money's at.
These ones are obviously a fucking mess, and that's because you probably heard the 5 minutes left timer and decided that you could not put as much detail into the rest as you did into the early ones. But it's, I would say, the most high concept and unexpected interpretation of the thing. So
We've got a very unique interpretation of the term behold.
Yeah.
He's making papers behold via hole puncher.
Had a different pun than
Hypocrite,
Hippos.
yeah.
I would argue a more original pun.
I agree.
If I was trying to make a pun out of that phrase, this is not what I would have first thought of.
Mm-hmm. And again, the only criticism, having an ability to weigh in here, would be, again, just the lack of precision architecture in here is the only problem. Again, it's high concept and fast execution. Of course, that's the nature of the beast here, but work on it.
Will do, champ.
This is a case where, like, on the one hand, this is so out of left field that I didn't know even what it was until it was done. And
Yeah.
now that I have it, I love it. Does he get out of here now or something?
Yeah, get out of here.
Yeah, I guess you can actually.
You can leave the judges.
Fucking pretty boy.
You move in.
Hypocrite, you are safe.
We've got a bee being held.
Several types of bees.
Yeah,
Literal.
Several bees are beholden.
You were going for what seemed like the most obvious pun that one could think of, and we both thought that was fine and all. And the artwork, of course, is a bit sloppy, a bit anatomically wonky. But we were all quite impressed when you add, it's the second dimension here of the presentation going on that's got the extra pop factor. We've got either a large TV or a projector, because clearly this is in an auditorium type setting. So I would imagine with a little presenter
There's
here.
no like border. Like if Samsung appears to be on the screen in this particular demonstration,
It does appear to be on the actual screen. That's big demerit. We all like, and especially the sense of scale you get here, just the immense size of this image and the tiny little baby man down there. Really is a crowd pleaser.
I'm honestly impressed that even if they are simple, that you managed to draw this many fucking pedestrian people in the audience. As someone who loves drawing repetitive circles for hours on end, I know this can take a minute, but you did so much with the sort of pillars and everything, or curtains, to make this feel insanely tall. I just think the framing is extremely strong. I really enjoy the insane sense of scale of this drawing.
I'm loving how small this man is.
Yeah,
I'm loving it.
The fact that the screen is so unbelievably overwhelming really does play into the like behold feeling.
Indeed, it does.
You know, when I think behold, I think grandiose.
He could have stopped with literally this. Of course, that would have been pretty basic. The fact that he added this element to it of the presentation adds a lot for me.
This to me felt the most sort of complete out of all the images. Like, even if it's rough, I don't think anything really needs to be done to it to appreciate the emotions of this scene. So, yeah.
Those reasons, you are safe. Please leave.
Cold, refreshing steez is what won the day.
Get the hell out of here! Here's a thought. How about we literally shoot the one who lost?
Woo! Winner circle.
No, we gotta save that for the end. That's gotta be the dramatic last moment.
Tom and Munchy, you two are both up for elimination this round. Let's take a moment and go over your two pieces. First of all, let's talk about Tom's.
So next we've got Tom, who we've got his sketches. You can definitely see that these were some completely other idea. Then eventually he sort of caught on to the one that he ended up going with.
Tom here did this, as he described, a very intense emotional piece. As you can tell, it's sort of the lowest concept of any of the pieces here. But as you said, it does have a strong sense of emotion. I enjoyed the lines here. You can clearly see the intense emotion going on in her face, and the way that you interpreted was different than anybody else.
What he was going for is someone's reaction to the word behold.
Of course.
I'm actually kind of surprised he didn't put a speech bubble that said it up there, like to indicate that this person was hearing it.
I kind of like the wordlessness of it. How there clearly is something horrific that's being reacted to.
Yeah.
I enjoy that about it. In the way that it is someone reacting to something that is being beheld off screen is an interesting take on it, and I did appreciate. However, there is a sort of a lack of detail going on here that I understand is what you were intending to do. You're sort of making them featureless as if they've been stripped of anything by the majesty of what they're beholding. But simply in contrast to the other pieces, the concept is a bit lower, and therefore it is in this position. Anatomically, it's pretty good. It's Tom's style. The bald choice is interesting to me.
I am assuming that's because the picture is unfinished, that he just didn't have time.
You know, all his sketches were bald as well. Maybe that was just for lack of time.
I
That's
think
totally
it's just
possible.
Hair would have been the last thing he added. And
Yeah.
I am almost shocked you didn't put a like spiky sound bubble up here that says "behold." Like, you know, this is the reaction face of the person saying it off screen. I imagine it was a giant death laser from like a bad guy or something. Yeah, I mean, the main reason that, like, the main complaint I have is there's no hair. You can still see a lot of the sketch lines, you know, so as a finished drawing, it doesn't hold up as well as, you know, Ben or Hippo's. But I do really like that this concept was, like, no one else even came close to thinking of this.
I quite like the lines of dread here. They add a lot to the emotion here, and in addition to the dilated pupil going on and the agape mouth and all. You know, he's going for a horrific tone, which is interesting here. I mean, that's a different way than I would have thought about this. I would have thought of just more majesty.
I would say this is the most unique in terms of
like
what I thought of when I came up with the idea behold was essentially exactly what everyone else did.
Yeah.
And Tom did something totally different. Those guys both went for puns. Munchy went for a more direct interpretation, I think, of the word behold, you did something that I would not have thought of at all. So I do like that aspect of it. Then we've got Munchy. Okay, so next up we've got Munchy, who opened with a sketch that was just sort of... This was done in like a minute. This was just the like... Bam, let me fucking work it out.
And clearly he's got the idea of someone saying, behold me. You know, that kind of idea being carried.
Munchy, I love your character design sense, always. And it looks like it might be me.
I see some similarities here.
The details on the jacket with all the splotches and everything. The weird eye shapes, where they're different shapes, eyes and everything. You can tell this is a homeless crazy man without, needing any additional information. I actually thought it was me at first. But whoever it is, they are achieving enlightenment, it seems.
Indeed.
I really appreciate the character design.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really sure that this gives me the feeling of behold that much.
Yeah,
I mean, it even says enlightenment. It feels more like enlightenment than behold.
One thing that I notice immediately is what appears to be a correction that's going on at some point in here. It looks to me sort of like the initial idea, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, seemed to be the drawing of a dick going on. We should address the fact that there was clearly a dick being drawn here that he changed his mind on, and so we're left with kind of some lines here underneath the shading. And
I thought he was going to be a guy showing off his dick.
Same here.
So I am imagining that he changed his mind and decided that he would be showing off his enlightenment.
Yeah. And it looks like you went back and seemed to censor that, or in some way to scratch it out. But in any case, we see lines here that appear to sort of be erroneous. They don't seem to be adding anything. And that does, sort of take away from the impact of the overall piece. I think Munchy was going with this dick idea, and I think when he was then he started to think about what kind of show this was, and then he tried to change it to cater to the type of content he wanted to produce, and I think that doubt cost him a little bit here.
It's very possible.
As well as, there's one thing I've enjoyed about your work over the years a great deal, and that's your sense of dynamism and movement, and I was a little bit disappointed simply by what appeared to be going for was sort of a sense of scale with the large size down here decreasing down as we go up toward the top here, sort of an action line of leaning backwards with the front, just being larger. I didn't get as much of that sense as I felt I could have, so it sort of decreased the impact of the piece. And I like all the, psychic energy coming off the guy. And you can always count on Munchy to add in creative, elements of character design. Like, look at these splotches here.
Oh,
this guy, he's a messy guy. He's clearly like some sort of bum or something, so...
His weird, eyes being different shapes is interesting.
Yeah, and I think just for the sense of explosive enlightenment that was being attempted here, I think it unfortunately didn't capture that as well as it could have.
Well, Munchy, you should have been quicker on the draw.
Shit. Ow, I'm dead.
Oh
No!
Ow, my bone.
I don't know. I really would hate to do this, but I feel like Munchy has to be the loser here.
The enlightenment aspect I do like. I think that's interesting, and I like that concept for Behold.
This image, if I saw it,
Yeah.
would not make me think behold. Ultimately, your picture felt more like an interpretation of enlightenment than behold to me. So it didn't give me as much of a sense of the word behold as everyone else's did. And that's ultimately why I voted against your picture.
Fair. The show is great, and I'm a genius for thinking of it. So, there you go. You're welcome.
Let's see who's next on the chopping block. He was a champion, but I won't miss him.
Oh, and Tom, you gotta wear this now.
That's right.
There's a second to last in the last round. Fucking blood.
You can take the other hat off.
Sorry. That's not happening.
That's a head? That's not part of his head? He's always like that, right?
I have really weird too.
Okay, moving on. Round 2.
Gentlemen, your next theme is Big Metal! Take your positions. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Draw!
When you say that, it makes me want to choke, Victor.
Big metal.
I don't even know what that is.
Big
One
water.
more time, Journey to Big Water, you fucking uncultured swine.
Well,
From the end.
Yes.
Remember, I knew that when the judging comes.
Yes, that's right. Get distracted. Sow discord between you. Fail, all of you. We will eliminate all 3 of you this round. Mark my fucking word.
why?
It's a merit. You're gonna get eliminated the hardest.
Why would you be so
You see
cruel?
this, Ben? I'm gonna put this in between your teeth and floss you. I'm gonna floss you real good. Your teeth are gonna feel so weird afterwards. They're gonna be like, what the fuck? Why do people do this? It makes your teeth feel fucking weird.
I don't want that. I don't want you to smell what's between my teeth.
Ben was the only one who got distracted.
I need a handicap. 'Cause I'm so fucking
You have a handicap. It's called being retarded.
Well, that just makes me feel terrible.
Let's go.
So Tom appears to have interpreted this as big metal as opposed to big metal. But I mean, it is a verbal competition, so I don't know if that warrants any demerit.
I'm
That's
not
a-
sure.
that's
I
an
want to see how he
interpretation.
finishes this.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure.
I mean, a metal is made of metal.
That's true. That's true.
What you doing? Drawing a picture.
That's cool.
That's cool.
Ben and Hippo both seem to be drawing a metal concert, but whereas Ben is just drawing a concert, Hippo's takes place on a gigantic metal block of wood suspended by chain.
I always enjoy that. Creative interpretations of the words that he does.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see on how the finishing flourishes come together on these, because so far I have no idea.
These are going to improve greatly, I think, towards the end, so
We shall see.
let's get back to them. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Drop the pen.
Pens down.
Ooh, that's what you call refreshing.
He was just on the show to do a sponsorship deal for organic, delicious Steez. Did you know that it's the only iced green tea that's 100% organic?
Yeah, why are you? You don't have a deal.
I have my own deal with him as well. We have separate deals. All right,
yeah,
now get
yeah.
the hell out of here. It's time for us to confer.
This is just one of those shows where every
And
commercial
review.
break, there's always an ad for Steez first.
Exactly.
They're funding the whole operation.
More like Steez nuts. Know what I'm saying?
So if I had managed to finish the image that I was trying to draw, it would be a masterpiece, and I would be absolutely sure that I was
That's your
gonna-
problem, Ben. That
Yeah.
ambition. Gets
I was
you in trouble.
way over ambitious, and I basically just didn't fucking finish what I was trying
If
to
I
do.
remembered how to draw, I could be doing a pretty good job.
I feel like I judged it a bit bad. Like I thought, oh yeah, big metal. That's got like a lot of like darkness in it. But it's white paper and it's fucking Biro pen. You can't really shade that in. So it inevitably sucks. But I don't think I didn't do what I had in my head.
I changed up my methodology in response to the last round of judging. Tried to use it a bit more. I totally sold out this round. It bites me in the ass. There really is no helping it. These judges clearly hate me, and I will murder them in their sleep. It's a promise.
Did you make a pun? You make a visual pun? Yeah.
So if they react negatively to that, I will kill them. I will kill them. I won't even wait. For the judge to be over.
That is legal on this show.
You know, I'm really
We didn't tell the judges.
I'm really
but it is.
curious whether they liked your pun or my pun more, because we were safe, but they may have said it in any order.
Yeah, you know, there's usually a winner. Like, congratulations, Hypocrite, you've won this challenge.
Yeah, I guess we don't know.
Yeah,
I guess we don't know.
I guess it's subjective, just like all art.
I mean, we could ask them.
It's up to viewer interpretation. And in my interpretation, I won.
I think my...
You're not a viewer.
I think my...
Your interpretation doesn't count.
Shit, you're right.
I think my one is like a weaker version of the first one. Like, still a pun and it's multi-layered, but it's not really about the pun and it's kind of trying to be cool.
I like how you just made up a pun. You're just like, behold, and just like...
Well, I mean, how is that any more of a made-up pun than Gibbons' pun?
Because there's actually bees being hold. You
Well,
jam these two words together.
Well, mine is paper being hold. I don't know.
I don't think hold work. I don't think is hold in that context even actually a word.
You see, everyone's like, oh, that's such a weird
I'm not,
pun, and yet I swear that I wasn't like that's just the first pun that came to my head.
I'm not trying to deride you or anything. I was curious. I've never heard the to behold. You know, like
I wasn't even
slang or something.
I wasn't even trying to be tricky.
Ben, justify this picture.
Okay, well, so big metal. Obviously, I think about like a metal concert, and I thought, why not make it a robot metal concert on a steampunk stage? So it was a big, like there were a lot of concepts and ideas here, and I needed more time to fully execute them. I think that I think what I got there is all right, but it's not. There was more, I was going to do more with it, but I didn't have time to do as much as I wanted.
Hypocrite, please tell us what the heck is going on with this one.
Right, so, you may know, it was a bit of a cluttered mess right in the middle, but what is supposed to be depicted there is a giant big metal, shiny metal speaker that a metal band are playing on, held up by big metal chains, with a power thing going to a power plant, and that's how big the power thing is, because that's the size of the power plant. That's like fucking how big that shit is. And there's a volcano going off in the background, and there's like a fucking weird moon crescent eclipse double thing
Black
going
hole
on.
sun.
Black hole sun. Something big and fucking like sick, dude. Like, yes, So that's what it was.
Tom, what'd you do?
So I decided to try and get into the heads of the judges here. So after the first round of judging, I decided to change up my tactics a little bit and move to some wordplay, since it seemed to work so well last time. So this is an attempt to try and figure out, is this like actual judging with objective standards that go through each round, or is this actually a completely scripted show and I'm going to get fucked either way? So it's a big medal around his neck. He's number one, but he's permanently deformed because it's so heavy. Wordplay, puns, you loved it. You better let me pass this.
You loved it once. You'd better love it again.
Nate, do you want to announce who's safe this time? Since we only get one.
The one who is safe this round is Hypocrite. You have done it.
I absolutely love this image. He went for the Metalocalypse route of unbelievably massive fucking metal block hanging from chains. I like that everything is so unbelievably big. The fucking volcanoes going off is cool. I love the power plant. I had not actually realized that this was a big speaker. I just thought it was a brick of metal. The entire thing is hooked into a generator at a power plant.
With a giant, hilarious plug, you'll notice.
The fact that, in spite of all these speed lines and all this chaos, he created this little halo around the metal horns is fucking awesome. I don't know how you found time for all this fucking detail.
That's a strength of yours, Gabe. You definitely seem able to crank in a lot of little details and stuff, and it's definitely appreciated.
That is a real I can't believe he did all this in 10 minutes. Like,
There's a lot going on.
This is quite inventive. I love the way the chains are connected to the block.
I think Gibb has liberated himself to some degree when he does artwork by just foregoing the need for high fidelity and instead just going for actualizing on his very creative puns and just whimsical ideas.
Incidentally, the band appears to be called Big Metal.
The joy of the concept of a gigantic slab of metal suspended in space with gigantic chains and this hilarious plug going on.
They're getting hit by lightning. There's a black hole sun in the background.
There's a lot. I think this format really plays to your strengths.
Hippos is fucking awesome. I mean, this is the obvious winner, in my opinion.
Well, maybe somebody else could use a little more time to flesh out what they're trying to do. So, not to name any names, you know. So that said, that is why you are safe, and enjoy your own picture.
Today, I won because of chocolate milk. Buy it. Yo, see you outside school. See you in the dress. Milk boy.
I hope those bones are strong enough because I'm about to break them.
Sure. Tom, would you please return to me the jester hat?
I kind of become attached to it, but okay.
It's understandable.
There you go.
With any luck, you'll see it again soon. Well, it's down to the two of you.
God, no.
I really like the facial expression on this.
Me too.
I love the desperation. There's a sort of Invader Zim kind of feel to it.
Tom is good at haunted faces, you know?
He is a big fan of, Yonan Vasquez. And I think that shows more in this image than I've ever seen in his art before. But, yeah, I don't know. It's cool. It's a guy being weighed down by a big
I'll be
metal.
straightforward. The pun doesn't do much for me.
It doesn't do much for me either, but the facial expression does work pretty well.
I like the artwork. This is kind of the best looking one, I think. But we'll come back to that. We'll revisit that. You two are in the hot seats, and there can only be one victor.
Not that one. Ben has just kind of drawn a metal show.
Populated by cyborgs or robots.
I don't completely comprehend this gear.
Here's what I think is going on.
Setup
I think this is the stage. This is a big risen stage above the audience, and like the side of the stage is gears and shit.
Why are there? What are the gears? Are they I've been to a lot of shows with elevated stages, and I've never seen a shit ton of gears underneath the stage.
Well, he's interpreting the big metal themed. He's just going for as many metal elements as he can here.
I just think this kind of reeks of a desperation to incorporate as much of the like immediate imagery that came to his mind of like literally just metal, but like.
Agreed.
He has attempted to make it big by filling the page, but I actually think that by making the centerpiece just a stick figure, it actually has like very little presence.
Assessing the two of these, the person who is getting eliminated is...
I think we know which one we're going to cut.
Ben.
No! You Philistines! You don't understand art or culture, and you don't understand me! Nobody understands me! What the fuck? Put it on the internet where people like me take it actually. You suck! Fuck you! Get the camera off me! No, my feelings!
As Ben said, he failed somewhat to actualize on the ideas in the picture.
Honestly, I think it's pretty easy for me to say which one I would pick to lose. It would be Ben, simply because him and Hippo went for the same thing, but Ben's is vastly less interesting to me. Tom, ultimately the reason that I wanted you in is simply that the facial expression is great. It's very Yonan Vasquez. And I just think you nailed it nailed a very expressive face in such a short time is pretty impressive. So, Ben's, on the other hand, it just was too unfinished. There were parts of it we just couldn't even really comprehend. So
yeah, didn't really actualize on the ideas as much as we would have liked to have seen. So there you go.
All right.
And for that reason, I return to you the hat.
Yes!
Your destiny.
Oh, this is why I'm here today. It's just me and my bells and my whistles. Hooray! All right.
On to our final round. All right.
Things get weird in the final round.
Yeah, I'm into it. Congratulations, you two, on making it to the final round. I forgot the name of the show. What's the name of the show?
10 paces and draw.
Congratulations, you two, on making it to the final round of 10 paces and draw. For your final challenge, here is your theme. Pure skill. Take your places. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
9, 10. Draw!
You have 10 minutes. Good luck. Pure skill.
P-U-R-E space S-K-I-L-L. Shut the... Hey, you want to draw your picture, buddy?
No, I want to judge you for a change. Let's change this up a little bit.
The time is 3:28, and these guys are looking run down. Will they have it in them to produce another artistic masterpiece? They've proven themselves in the first 2 rounds.
We know that
Let's find out.
Tom has chugged an energy drink and is raring. Popping off, you might even say.
You might even say raritying.
Yes, he's raritying. God,
Nine minutes.
Just making sure that nobody else started mining at this late hour.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I wasn't, Here you go.
8
You hear that
minutes
running
remain.
water from above? That's from me flushing the toilet.
Out of here.
That's what I'm gonna do to your art.
Oh no.
I'm gonna flush the toilet on it.
You can't shit on my art anymore than I do.
I won't shit on it. I'm just gonna put it in the toilet and then flush the toilet.
Incredible. Is that what you think of this competition? How shameful. Demerits.
Less than 5 minutes remaining. We should go deliberate.
When this theme was introduced, when you suggested it, I had a feeling that the contestants would either interpret it as a show of their pure skill or as someone exhibiting pure skill. I think Tom has taken the former approach. Hippo, I actually don't know what the hell is going on.
I think he's going for the deep level pun route that I do not understand
it's possible,
yet.
But if it is, then I literally need the full image before I can process.
There's something going on with the store or some kind of...
People appear to be going into a meat grinder.
The word kill is being used, so clearly that's going to have some relevancy.
There's a door that says pure bloods and one that says fuck bloods. And the pure
Interesting.
bloods are going in. The fuck bloods door is locked. And the pure bloods seem to be being fed to a meat grinder.
We're very high concept right now.
So I don't know where this is going.
We just gotta get back out there.
2 minutes remain. Hold on to your assholes, because you're going to need them. Oh god, it's chaos. It's pandemonium here at the finale. Cameramen are sneezing. Pooping is not happening. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time!
I didn't mean to do that.
That's time, gentlemen. Let us review those. Okay, let's just put them here so I can look at them actually.
Okay.
I'd like to look at them first.
Right. Hey,
We'll see you on the other side.
You can't stop me, man!
Oh no.
Well, he's got some
fool after all.
We've always had weak
Everything
hair.
I thought was a lie. I decided to...
Everything you thought was a lie
Mousie's the
was
word.
true.
Yeah.
No! Oh, this is the worst. I went
on
easy
me.
on the final
So,
challenge.
you
I thought it
know.
was just a fun, casual draw between friends. Little did I know, it was a joke the whole time. I was playing.
No one can rock the
I
George
was
Costanza,
bamboozled.
including George
I
Costanza.
just want to get for
The
trusting
man's on the brink of
British.
suicide.
He's mad that we got rid of their team. Oh, that's my gun. You're gonna shoot me with my gun.
Yes, that's true.
With my gun.
That's exactly.
No, you're fucking not, bitch. No, I'm not gonna have this. Not in my fucking Christian household. Oh God. Oh Jesus. BXR, motherfucker.
Ben, I feel like if you were to shave your head, you would really look exactly like Michael from Beast.
Patreon.com.
I mean, yeah, that's true. I guess.
Save me from this
No.
British
Oh,
man.
too bad, buddy.
I don't want to be. I don't want to be the bald beard guy. But at some point, you know,
Who takes picks like
I'm alive,
the
but
day may come.
the
The day may come that I have no other choice.
That's
I
a
guess
standby.
bald with a beard is not a bad thing.
it's not. I don't want it.
What can we
If I
do?
can't kill you with art, I'll kill you with real lights!
I feel like I'm missing a little bit. They're just going nuts.
I feel like.
Revolutionary War Part 2, bitch.
I mean,
Tom, explain, justify what happened here.
Sure. So the topic was pure skill, and instead of trying to do any word play or just kind of like a more direct example of pure skill, I decided instead to reflect the purest distillation of my skill, which is my comic and my favorite character from that comic. So I just drew a quick little like promotional anime-esque poster for Sorcerer's Lost, because that's the distillation of my skill, purely.
Hippo Crit Give and Take. Tell us about this guy.
Right, so we got here is a kill factory run by the Fuckbloods, and we got the Purebloods, and they are voluntarily going into the kill factory, i.e. Pures kill themselves. And that is the joke pun, and I signed it because it was so good. In the bottom right, the skulls coming out that in the truck, they're going somewhere. And the Fuckbloods are fucking scary. And then the Purebloods are like dim-witted, like they're just lanky, shirtless men going to kill themselves, and that's what it is. Oh, and yeah, the Fuckbloods is to show what the fuck. Yeah, the door there.
Alright. Well, so, Tom, I mean, I expected somebody to take this route of just trying to show pure skill. Ultimately, I felt like while this is, I do think that this is a great face. I like the expression a whole lot. I generally like Sarah's design. Obviously, I've seen it plenty of times. I don't think this is your strongest drawing of her by any stretch. I mean, it was a 10-minute drawing. So, in terms of executing on pure skill, I mean, for a drawing done in 10 minutes, I'm not unimpressed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is not exactly a technical marvel. Tom can draw. That's nice and all. I don't know how much... seeing this doesn't make me think, wow, pure skill, It just makes me think, yeah, Tom can draw.
I want to give it more credit than you're giving it, personally. I like a lot of what's going on here.
I do think if you were trying to exhibit pure skill, you could have gone a little bit farther. I think you shot yourself in the foot by drawing her so small and not being able to add more details. And I don't know if you immediately intended to draw both the face and the body from the beginning, or if that was a last minute thing.
The faces seemed to be doing well for me, so I decided to do one that was better than either of the other faces from before.
Okay. He sort of exhausted this image with what he could sort
And I think it's a fair point to bring up. Tom continually lambasts himself as having little to no skill, and yet we're just supposed to look at this and say, no, that's incorrect. I actually have a ton of skill. I understand there's a meme on display here, but there's a meme contradiction, and that's massive demerits across the board. No, okay. In all honesty, I do like this. I like the pose here. I've always liked your anatomically correct style, just in general. It's a little bit different than something like Ben or Hippo will draw,
I like the tits. I think you draw good tits, and that's
that is the most important part.
That's very important.
That's how you get the patrons.
It looks kind of braless, and I'm into that. So
I like the little flair of the fire and whatnot, and I don't know. I found this a pretty attractive facial design. Well, I mean, I've seen the design many times before, but just a pretty nice drawing of the face. Again, it's just a straightforward interpretation of skill. I understand that. I appreciate that, and I respect the confidence that goes with doing that. So I generally came away liking this overall.
Cool. Can't complain about that. Unless I lose, then I can't complain about it.
Next we've got the drawing from Hippo, who interpreted pure skill as Pure's kill.
It took me, at least, I think Digi as well, a little while to understand the pun.
It took a long time, even after it was completed, for you staring at it to actually understand what the hell the pun was. And once you did, I wasn't met with a uproarious laughter. It was more like oh, I see. I don't know what the monsters are.
For example, we had no idea that these were the fuckbloods. We did not recognize that fact. We thought they were aliens, and we were speculating on who could these fuckbloods be.
We seem to have some kind of strange society whereby alien monsters are killing purebloods who apparently are very wacky-looking chaps with strange bodies. But fuckbloods, they have a door, but you're not supposed to go in there.
Can we ask, what is a fuckblood? What is a fuckblood? I want to know.
I mean,
I'd love to know.
Yeah, I mean, again, I thought these were aliens and would not have thought of them as fuckbloods. Why would they even build the door to their own race? I mean, it's funny, but like
that's the employee entrance.
It was just to show that there's like differences between the two.
Yeah, I mean, I really love the designs of the fuckbloods. I think they look great. They got sort of a Monsters Inc. vibe.
It's the best part of the whole image, I'd say.
And I appreciate that he created an entire sort of universe here.
Yeah.
But it's just for the sake of justifying the pun. And the universe.
That's as good a reason as any to create a universe,
sure.
As far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, it's fine, but I don't really have much to go on beyond this picture and imagining this world.
He actualized successfully upon the idea he had. The question is, was it that great of an idea?
That is really
the question.
But ultimately, only one Pure can be killed tonight. Should have been quicker on the draw. Hippo! Oh. Tom, you actually win.
Imagine that. The dunce of dunces is our champion tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
I believe the moral of the story here is that it's not about pure skill, it's about pure persistence and embracing your own stupidity. So, ladies and gentlemen, you too
Tom, will you
can
come over
make it.
here?
Tom, you got your prize, a brand new car!
Yeah! Oh my god! Oh my god! I can go to work now, finally! I literally don't have a car, so this is actually the perfect prize. My car's been dead for over a year.
Yes, here we go. It's happening. It's happening.
It's sacrifice!
This is...
He's getting in. He is getting in.
Oh, yes!
Yes!
Yeah! Yeah!
There he goes. There he goes.
Oh, it's so good! Oh my god, the mileage on this thing must be insane! It's a hybrid! Woo!
It's a hybrid car and van. Thanks for watching, everybody. That's 10 steps beyond my grade.
10 pieces and draw!